Hi Pisces, welcome to your weekly pick a card reading. This is the final week of January where we're talking about this group project energy, and this week we're talking about tolerance. And if you want to catch up with where these cards came from, the links to those videos are below, as well as how to get a personal reading with me. To break down this week's energy, I am using the Linestrider Tarot and the Wolfpack Tarot. Stack 1, 2, 3. They're timestamped below so you can skip right ahead. Like, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe because every week I post an update and this will all be unfolding. It's unfolding throughout the year as I go through each of the 12 cards that came out in your yearly. And also do comment and ask questions because we can get some more insights and we can talk more about your situation. I can explain more what I'm talking about. Definitely engage with me in the comments. That is so fun. All right, so stack 1, Pisces, you have reverse 4 of Swords, reverse 9 of Swords, and Abundance. So this feels a little as though this is making me think about scarcity consciousness and the way scarcity, a sense of scarcity creates a hoarding tendency, and the way hoarding, so worry, it's the 9 of Swords, that worrying and then anxiety, that creates that scarcity consciousness, which creates the hoarding and the keeping to yourself, which has the effect of actually creating scarcity and pits us against each other. This belief in scarcity, that there isn't enough, creates others out of other people, and it separates us, and it is divisive. And so there's a need here to come to the table with what you have and to show up, reconnect with others, and be part of that abundance. And the way that holding yourself out, and that's the way that scarcity consciousness can keep you separate and keep you withholding. You're not contributing to that abundance. And so there is a call here to come together with others and to come out of your little bubble and to trust that when you come and when you bring to the table, you're adding to the abundance, and that there is enough for everybody, and you don't have to be afraid, and you don't have to stay separate and to others. All right, Pisces, stack 2. You have Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands, and Turbulence. So there's a reminder here, Pisces, of being all in it together. It's as though the Queen of Wands isn't a person, it isn't you, it's a collective energy. I'm hearing the lyric, it's a Pussifer lyric. The hands of the many must join as one, and together we'll cross the river. It's a strength in numbers thing, and it's an everyone being on the same page and discovering the same truth and moving forward as one strong unit to move through this turbulent time. As soon as I saw turbulence, it says now is not the time to make any career changes, large rumors. This is an oddly specific deck, so I try to just zoom out and look at the overall word. And I do feel like these are turbulent times, and there's a lot going on, whether it's in your life or in the world at large. There's sort of a forgetting that we're all in this together, and that it doesn't work. It doesn't work if we don't all operate in tandem and get on the same page and have the same epiphany of where we're going, and that all hands have to be on deck. And I have to remember that lyric. I want to say, is it the Humbling River by Pussifer that lyric comes from? But together we have to join hands and become this Queen of Wands in order to see through these turbulent times. That's what I'm getting from that one, Pisces. Stack 3, Pisces, you have reverse 10 of Cups, reverse 3 of Pentacles, and waste. Take nothing for granted. So this is an interesting synchronicity because your monthly energy was the Three of Pentacles, and I was talking a lot about a group project and working with others that seemed to have a lot to do with career and job. And now here we have the reverse, which is kind of coming out of that. It's the end of the month. But what I'm getting from this is that this whole time, so there's a sense of disappointment as though the project didn't work out the way you had hoped, or that it has fallen short in some way, and the fulfillment that you're hoping to get from it, it's almost as though it was actually successful and you achieved your goal, and somehow you aren't feeling the way you expected to feel, or it hasn't completed you emotionally the way you thought it would. And that is where I feel like all along the story we've been telling has nothing to do with the project itself. It had to do with learning to relate to people. And so how can you, that last bit of fulfillment that the success of the project didn't bring you, can you reorient yourself around the connections that you made and not take anything for granted, and not take anyone for granted, and not take the lessons you learned throughout the process for granted? Because it's showing here, just like in depression times where you hang on to every little thing because you might need it later, there were things that happened and things that you gained along in this process that are going to come up later and that you're going to need, and to hang on to them and to be grateful for them and not to let it go to waste. Because where there may have been a sense of sub-satisfaction and having something fall short, that's some missing of what the real point here was, and that was the people and learning how to relate in these situations, and the connections that you've made, and the networking and the bonds that you've created are the thing that's going to serve you moving forward, and that's what you've gained. And how can you reorient yourself in gratitude around that? Okay, Pisces, thank you. Please subscribe because we'll keep going.